Hello, I'm Denise LaFrance. Coming up on this edition of City Beat. The city's newest building is complete and the East Mesa Public Safety Complex is already being moved into. We get a glimpse inside. It's an annual event that puts fire and police personnel in the ring, what this event helps raise money for, and why it's so popular. After much anticipation, downtown Las Cruces roads are going through a two-way conversion process, an update on how it could affect visitors. And summer temperatures are back in the 90s and triple digits. Reminders to keep you safe in this month's Ask the segment. Welcome to City Beat for the month of July. The city's East Mesa has a new public safety complex housing both fire and police personnel. The official opening took place on June 15th. CLC TV's Jennifer Martinez shows us a look inside.
City personnel have already moved into the building. We'll meet with police and fire inside to see what both sides of the building have to offer. We're here inside the lobby of the East Mesa Public Safety Complex, and I'm here with Commander Paul Brock with the Las Cruces Police Department, and you're going to give us a little tour inside. What are some of the grandiose things that you want to show us today?
Today I'll show you basically, of course, the front lobby of the police department. I'll take you through the initial offices into our briefing room. Then I'll show you the booking area of the police department and take you upstairs and show you where some of our other sections are housed.
All right, let's go.
This is the lobby area of the police department where we can, where we have personnel from our records section, personnel from the station office that can take police reports, and also a civilian personnel for ACO and codes that can meet with the public here in the front lobby of the police department. This leads into our lieutenant's offices and my office, which leads directly into the briefing area for patrol officers with the police department. Before each shift begins, the sergeants or supervisors will come in and talk to the patrol officers about any current events or things that they need to be aware of, take care of any other administrative duties before they begin their shifts.
And what do we have in this room?
So this is the booking area of the police department, and there's basically 3 rows, each consisting of 2 holding cells and a bathroom at the end. One is designated for juveniles. This row is female and the other side is males. There's codes enforcement, which is also connected with the animal control officers. And then a little further down is our CIS section, or the detectives from the Las Cruces Police Department that are assigned here to the East Mesa. This is a break area where employees can come up, take a break, eat their lunch. Right now, I believe there's 10 detectives, and the complete section from codes and ACO is housed here in the building. So all those personnel from the old facility came over and now housed here.
Well, it looks like a wonderful building that you guys have moved into. I really appreciate your time, Commander. Thank you for showing us around. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And now we're going to take a tour of the other side of the building, the fire side, and I have Battalion Chief Cody Haver with me. What are some things that you can tell us about the fire side of the building?
Well, this is obviously our newest fire station. This is station number 8, the newest fire station in the city. This is covering the east side of town. I'm going to show you today 3 major areas of this fire station that people might be most interested in, which is the first one will be the bay, where we keep all of our fire apparatus, an ambulance, a fire engine, and also a battalion chief vehicle. And then I'm also going to take you into the day room living area, and then also down into the new state-of-the-art gym. As you can see here, this is our apparatus bay where we keep our ambulance, our fire engine, and the battalion chief's vehicle right here. So we have a new fire engine, number 8, and also a newer battalion chief's vehicle. But if you'll follow me around this way, I can show you the new ambulance that we have. We have 2 of these ambulances in town, and we can actually use them to transport patients in a life or death situation if we needed to, or if the local ambulance company gets overwhelmed and we need to come in and provide some support. Okay, well, what you've just walked into is our living area and day room. So as you can see, we have all the comforts that you would normally have at home. Remember that our firefighters work 24 hours a day. They spend an entire 24 hours on their shift here. So of course we need to cook and do those types of things for ourselves. Some people may not know we actually have 3 shifts, and we have 6 or 7 firefighters here at this station on each shift. We have a living area, we have a dining room table, and we also have a patio and a barbecue grill, and all of the stations have that. Of course, this is a newer station, so the configuration may be a little bit different. If you were to come into the facility, you would go downstairs, and this would take you down into the basement, which is where we are now. And this is the gym that'll be used by both the police department and fire department personnel. We expect this to be a very busy place in the coming months, and you can almost think of it as like your neighborhood commercial gym. We expect a lot of different people from both departments to be through here, and it'll be a good learning experience for both departments to get together.
Wonderful, and you always think of your police and fire personnel as being physically fit, so this is actually something that's probably good for you guys and the community.
Absolutely. Both departments, we need to stay fit for our community so we can provide the best service in an emergency, and so that's what we aim to do here with this gym.
Okay, well, I want to thank Battalion Chief Cody Haver. Thank you very much for giving us this tour, and what a great facility that you guys get to work with.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Jen. The building cost around $14 million. Local police officers, firefighters, and emergency responders gave their time in the boxing ring to help raise money for local charities in the Battle of the Badges, a boxing match pairing usually police officers against firefighters. This year's event took place at the Las Cruces Convention Center. Here's a look at some of the bouts and a deeper look into what the event helps.
Tonight we have the Las Cruces Battle of the Badges 2017. It's our second annual event of the bravest versus the finest. So it's the firefighters versus the cops per se. We also have members of the United States Marshal Service, State Police Department, and other departments around the state of New Mexico. Long-standing, I'd say it's a tradition, it's not a grudge match. There's always that little push and shove, the little joking. We work for the same city, we work for the same community, but there's always the police is better than fire, and it's in everybody's family. Some people are fire, some people are police officers. It goes back and forth, so it's a kind of ribbing. This is a way for us to just kind of go in there, go at each other a little bit and have a lot of fun.
They get to play volleyball and barbecue and never invite us. No, they're good guys. I don't know, it's just been that long-standing tradition of fire versus police.
Very competitive person. Somebody offered it up, so I took it.
It's supposed to be relaxed and fun, but these guys are, these are athletes, and they're competitive, and that's why they're doing it. They're here to prove something to not only themselves, but their friends, family, and hopefully the competitor,
They say they don't get intense and they're going to be cool about it, but once you get in the ring, it's a whole different story. Mike Tyson said it best. Everybody's got a game plan until you get punched in the face. Really give back to the community as much as we can. And all the money we raise here and the proceeds go to all the different charities we work throughout the community.
Growing up with an older brother or a younger sibling, you kind of beat the crap out of each other, live in tarnations out of each other, and at the end of the day, you love each other. You're looking out for each other, and I think that's kind of what we have here. We come and put that tradition of not liking one another for one night in the ring, and then at the end of the day, again, we go out and protect the community and serve the community and serve one another, really.
Thanks to everyone who participated. Event organizers say last year the Battle of the Badges raised about $8,000, and this year the goal was to raise even more. Money raised goes back into the Sammy Burke Youth Boxing Club, the Doña Ana Boxing Gym, where kids are given the opportunity to train, usually alongside their mentors. Money also helps provide honor flight trips for World War II veterans to visit the monuments in Washington, D.C., and some of the money pays for Christmas presents for kiddos who are in local hospitals during the holidays. All of the money goes back into the community, and all of it stays local. Downtown Las Cruces continues its transformation. Work on the two-way conversion began last month. City staff explains what's to come in the near future.
So I'm Andy Guss, and I'm with the Economic Development Department at the City of Las Cruces, and we just want to remind everyone that the Church and Water two-way conversion construction project has started, but we are proactively communicating with businesses. We're still encouraging people to come down to downtown to explore, shop, have a good time. We're maintaining access to businesses. We're one lane of traffic open at all times so that people are able to get around, to get where they need to be, and still come down here, enjoy what we have in our beautiful downtown. So we're doing the Church and Water two-way conversion project because two-way streets have been shown to be safer. They slow down traffic. People are going to see the businesses that are on the street. They're going to look both ways for pedestrians. And the idea is to make downtown a place to drive to, not to drive through.
I am the owner of Coaz Bookstore. We've been downtown since 1991. We love downtown. It's come a long ways since we moved down here in the early 90s. We dealt with construction when they did the Main Street. That was a big deal. We were very worried, but you know what? We survived. It's a wonderful thing. I'm so glad that it's done, and I think we're going to probably be able to say the same thing about the two-way conversions on Church and Water. It's going to be construction. You know, when can you say construction is awesome? But just be patient. Just assume you're downtown. Someday downtown will be so busy you have to drive slow anyway. So, maybe this is just a practice for that.
So the construction project was designed to be broken into very small phases so that it would have minimal impact to businesses. We would get very small pieces done before we moved on to the next stop. And then we've broken those phases into 4 zones of construction. And the first zone of construction is where you're seeing them start on the south end. And that zone is the largest zone, and it'll be done by the end of January of 2018.
Well, I think I'm really glad they're phasing it. I would be horrified if they said, okay, we're going to shut down Church and Water, nobody can get through. That's not going to happen. I think they've really thought this out really well. There's only going to be portions that are shut down, and it would be very hard to find any business down here that is cut off completely at any point. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to always have access to anybody down here. So just expect to drive slow, just like in any other part of the city. There's going to be construction any given time. You just have to deal with it, and it's not that bad.
So when all of it's said and done, we really see this as one of a catalytic project to bring people to downtown, to get them here, to make it a vibrant center of our city.
The city hopes to keep you informed throughout the duration of the conversion project. You can head to the city website, las-cruces.org, and click on the construction project section to see when the next information meeting will be taking place and sign up for emailed updates. There's more movies and music in the month of August. We'll give you a look in our City Minute. On August 12th, the movie Sing, and on August 26th, the Lego Batman movie. Remember, Movies in the Park takes place every other Saturday at Young Park, and they begin at dusk. August music performances for Music in the Park includes Prime 80s and Twisted Hams on the 6th, and Tom Morris and the Egyptian Lovers on the 13th. The Music in the Park series begins at 7 p.m. at Young Park every Sunday through the end of August. You can also see the full list of movies and music at the city's webpage, las-cruces.org/special-events. Remember, you can sign up kiddos for sports camps with the Parks and Recreation Department. Camps help teach fundamental skill orientation, technique, teamwork, and fun. To see the latest camp offers, visit las-cruces.org/play to get signed up, or visit the park's admin office at 1501 East Hadley. We're now in the hottest time of the year, and that means being extra mindful of not leaving people or pets in vehicles for even a short period of time. With more on the dangers of summertime heat is CLC TV's Udal Vigil with this month's Ask The.
Hello and welcome. Our guest for this edition of ASTA is Dan Trujillo, Public Information Officer for the Las Cruces Police and Fire Departments. Dan, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Okay, to begin with, is it illegal for someone to leave a pet or another person unattended in a vehicle during summer when it's hot?
Well, not only is it illegal, but it's also not very wise to do so. We're in southern New Mexico. It gets very warm, even at night. When the temperature is cooled off to the high 80s or low 90s, inside an enclosed vehicle with no circulation of air or anything like that, it gets very hot. And so this could be dangerous for either pets or people.
Okay. And so what should a person do if they encounter such a situation?
Yeah, here's the first thing to do is first of all, do not break a window right away instinctively, unless it's a dire emergency. The first thing you should do is call 911. And be prepared to give the license number, the identifiable information of the vehicle that we're talking about, and who or what is in the vehicle. Make sure to give that to the 911 call taker right away. And then if it's possible to have somebody else go in, and if it's a nearby store, to go in the store to get on the intercom to announce, hey, there's a pet or a person in a vehicle, please return to whatever vehicle that is. And then in the very last resort, if there's no help coming and if it's a dire emergency, then for sure you can break a window to rescue a pet or a person.
And can somebody get in trouble for doing that, for breaking the window?
Well, here's the thing. Legally, probably not. And especially if you've done the other steps first. Called 911, done everything you can. But the reason we try to discourage that is because we live in a society today where there's road rage and other sorts of rages. And so we wouldn't want somebody breaking a window and then the owner coming out, seeing that broken window, and then taking matters further into their own hands. Okay,
good advice.
Sure.
And you mentioned just a minute ago that leaving the window cracked isn't necessarily something that's going to help a situation.
It really doesn't. You know, we did some little unscientific experiments a few years ago, and we had windows cracked out in the sun versus vehicles without windows cracked, rolled up all the way. The temperature inside is virtually the same. And what it really is, it comes down to circulation of air. And there needs to be good circulation of air. There needs to be shade on the vehicle. And in most of the parking lots around here, we don't have either one of those.
Okay. Now, sometimes in driving around town, you'll see a dog or dogs in the back of a pickup, and it's hot outside. And what are the rules governing that?
Yeah, that shouldn't be done either. And a lot of people I know in southern New Mexico and other areas, they like to carry their dogs with them all the time in the back of a vehicle, back of a pickup truck. But the back of the trucks get very hot, and especially if they have those black liners, the spray-on liners in the back. The temperature can exceed, well over 100 degrees easy out in the sun. And so we discourage people from doing that. And not only that, but also even walking dogs in the heat of the day on the sidewalk or on the pavement. It's not a good idea to do that either.
Yeah, because it's hot and they feel it on their back.
You know, just a couple days ago I saw a dog walking, and you could tell that dog is very disturbed, and the owner was walking it on the sidewalk.
And then going back to the truck, one last point is, not only is it hot, but if the pet is tied and they slam on the brakes or something else happens, that dog could get injured with the rope around.
You know, the dog could also jump out and, in traffic and be run over. There's so many bad things that can happen. So, we discourage people from carrying their pets in the back of a pickup.
Well, Dan, all very good advice. Dan Trujillo, Public Information Officer with the Police and Fire Departments. Thank you for joining us on ASTA.
All right.
Thanks, Udal. Remember to also drink plenty of water and to avoid caffeine, alcohol, and carbonated drinks if you feel you are dehydrated. Well, that's all for this episode of City Beat. Remember to tune in for live City Council meetings right here Mondays at 1 p.m. You can also find all archived meetings and programs on clctv.com. Plus, we have so much more on our Facebook page. Again, thanks for joining us. I'm Denise LaFrance.